Hello, welcome to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus and I'm so glad you could join me here today. If you enjoyed this episode of the Feel Good Factor, then leave me a voice note about your takeaway or even tell me about your favorite episode on this podcast. Go to speakpipe.com/veganosaurus and drop me a voice note of a minute or under, and I'm going to share your voice note in one of the upcoming episodes. The link is in the show notes, speakpipe.com/veganosaurus. All right, on to today's episode. I've been listening to Anne Handley's book. It's called Everybody Writes. This is the latest edition, so it's a second version of the book with more stuff added to it. Anne specializes in writing in terms of marketing, related to marketing. But overall, her writing tips are great. Something in a recent chapter really hit me. It spoke out to me. Anne mentions how the simpler we keep our writing, our messaging, the better it is. And then she said these words. She said, nobody ever complains that something is too simple. Right? It's very true. Nobody ever complains about simplicity. And yet, we all get worried. Oh, is this too simple? Should we dress it up a little more? Should we make it a little more complicated? Otherwise, maybe it won't have more value. And I don't mean this just in terms of writing, which, yes, when we're building a brand, when we're writing our message out there on the websites, on our social media posts, on our blogs, wherever, yes, a lot of tendency is to complicate things, explain too much, try to write more, in a flowery way. I see a lot of that happening. But then it's not just in writing, but even in our lives, we tend to do that. Sometimes, if something is too simple, we start getting afraid. We feel like, am I doing something wrong? It shouldn't be this easy, right? Have you ever caught yourself doing this? I'm sure you can think of situations where things felt too easy, and because it was too easy, you felt a little out of sorts. Like, this should probably be complicated, and because it's easy, then I'm probably not putting in my optimum effort. Not doing it the right way. It can't be this simple, can it? It can't be this easy, can it? But there is a lot of value in simplicity and ordinariness. First of all, when it comes to putting a message out there or building a brand, being creative, people relate to you better if it's more simple. The thing with simplicity is that it doesn't intimidate, and there's more clarity by default because you're keeping things simple. And it's the same thing when we plan things in our own lives, do things a certain way, do projects, do work, create something. Even in the way we dress or present ourselves out in the world, we tend to overthink, overcomplicate. We worry that simplicity will not be impressive. But here's something I've heard someone say, and even that touched me. That really made sense to me. It takes an extraordinary person to be extraordinary. So, honestly, it's actually not that easy to be simple. It isn't like you're giving up and you're like, okay, whatever, I'll just keep it simple. And, it doesn't mean half-heartedness when you keep things simple. It just means that you're keeping things easy, you're keeping things clear and understandable and relatable for everybody involved. And that makes for a better experience overall for you as a creator, builder, writer, business owner, whatever, even a homemaker. It makes things easier for you, and it makes it puts people at ease. Whoever is reading your work, watching a video, attending, say, a party or an event that you've planned, the simpler you keep it, the easier they are going to feel to be around you. Think about that. So, yeah, so this thing that Anne said about nobody ever complained about simplicity. Nobody ever complained that, this thing that you've written is too simple. Never once has anybody complained about that. That is something for us to remember always, because it projects onto the rest of our lives too, not just in our writing and our brand building. But yes, it pays big time to remember to keep it also in your brand building, in your marketing, in your plans. So the next time you find yourself overthinking, overcomplicating something, ask yourself, how can I make this simpler for myself, for others? How can I keep this easy and clear for everyone? Because that will pay off, and that will result in a much better, more fulfilling experience for all concerned. So, yeah, keep it simple. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, then drop me a voice note, speakpipe.com/veganosaurus. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. All right, talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.